situation. It's a shame to see my people dying from starvation. Africa is
All
the
right.
richest place in the
Welcome,
world.
ladies and gentlemen.
Diamonds are
As you know,
gold.
I speak about herbs, root, and their magical
Millionaires
power.
and millionaires.
But I have not done
As
that
my
for a
people
while
dying
because
from starvation. I just
too
want to
many, too
know.
many, too many people
I just want to know
are speaking about herbs and roots.
what you gonna do
They
when
also
your
use
people
my name.
dying from
Too much, too
starvation.
much, too much.
What you
But do you know the preacher continue to fool the people? Do you know the preachers? They are fooling the people day by day about this Jesus, he is God, and both God is Jesus. Just think about it. Which people write these stories down that Jesus is God? And if Jesus is God, why would he pray to himself? Jesus prayed to God over 25 times. Huh? Jesus prayed to God over 25 times. And I don't know if he get his answer. Because God is praying to himself. Father, the hours had come. Glorify your Son. John chapter 17. It's plain and simple there. Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son. That's Jesus talking like that in John chapter 17. So if he is God, how could he pray to himself like that? The Son is telling the Father to glorify his Son. What do you think? Do you think the preachers are fooling the mind of the people? Then in Luke chapter 22nd, verse 42, Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not by my will, but by your doing. Now, that's the same Jesus talking to himself. Because he's saying, Father, and the preacher are saying that Jesus is God. I do not understand. What do you think? I'm not no preacher. I'm not no clergyman. But people need to stand up for themselves and understand these true knowledge of nature so they can understand that, hey, something is wrong. In Mark chapter 14, verse 36, Jesus praying, saying, Abba, that's his father. That's another name, Abba. Abba, Father, all things are possible for you. Take this cup from me. Yet not will, but your will. So you see what I'm saying? He wants God to take away the cup from him by his will, not by Jesus' will, but by the will of God. So there's a problem there. That's Jesus preaching, praying. Luke chapter 23rd verse 34th. My God, why art thou forsaking me? Question. So if he's God, why is he praying like that? Come on, black man. So the preacher is fooling the mind of the people. Because he's crying out, my God, why art thou forsaking me? Eli, Eli, Abastanai. But they changed it around into English. So you see, there's a problem with the Jesus story and the God story. And the story of God is no one can see God with his eyes. Now, if Jesus is God, there's a lot of people saw him. If the story is true. If the story is true, a lot of people see God because Jesus is God. That's what the Bible is saying. And the preacher is saying that Jesus is God. But the Bible said no one can see Jesus, God at any time and live. So if you can see Jesus, God at any time and live, did Elias see God? Or Elijah? They're the same name. Did Elijah see God? Did Moses saw God with his own eyes? Because the story said no man can see God and live. So that's a big story. There's a problem. The Bible is symbolic. The reason why it's symbolic is made up by the Europeans. But the people can't get it. In Matthew chapter 27, verse 46, and his final word of surrender, Father, into thy hand I commit my spirit. So why he keep on saying that if he's God? I want you to tell me, preacher man, if he is God, why is he saying, Father, I commit my spirit into thy hand? Huh? If he's God, common sense. Then he continued to pray in Luke chapter 26, 23rd verse 34th. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they done. Hello? So he's praying for all these people that do wrong unto him and telling his Father to forgive them. So that will show you that this man that you're calling God Jesus is not God. If there's a man born named Jesus, He born from the womb of a woman. And if Jesus is God, then God born from a woman. And he born through a birth canal just like me and you. So he could not be God, as the word God is a title. And in the English language, the title is for the maker of all things and creator of heaven and earth. But that's the title the white men give to us in the English language, the word God. Also the word Jesus. They're titles. So now, many people, if the story is right, many people saw this man you call Jesus. And Jesus is God. I want you to get it clearly so you can understand. Because the preacher is saying that Jesus is God. And if Jesus is God, a lot of people saw God with their own eyes. And in the Bible, it said, no man can see God and live. So this story is a symbolic story. Straight up. Symbolic story. Remember, Jesus born from a woman as the story go along. But he don't have a father. This is my question for those of you that is watching. Do you think a baby can born without a mother? Or do you think a woman can get pregnant without a male? Some male have to pregnate the female. But the story goes that Jesus born without a father. And Jesus become God. So in the meantime, Jesus was in the womb of the woman for 9 months. And he came to the birth canal. If I have that power to make all things from nothing, why would I need to be into the womb of a woman? When I could make my own self? Because the God of the Bible made the Adam and the Eve from the ground. So in one day, man and woman was alive. But he go into the womb of a woman for 9 months. So God was in the womb of a woman for 9 months on the earth or on the planet. Hello? It kind of sounds crazy, huh? Let's check it out. In the meantime, God is in the womb of the woman. Because remember, the preachers are saying that Jesus is God. And they can bring forth in Bible that Jesus is God. But all I'm saying, why God want to be in the womb of a woman when he can make a baby or a male in less than a day? He's not trying to prove anything that his son is a human being. He should made him like Adam were made. and then it will be a miracle. But the Michael archangel overshadow the woman, and she get conceived with this man you call Jesus. And this man, his name is God. Have you ever looked up the word overshadow in the Oxford Dictionary? It's like you build a high structure building, and when the sun rises, there's shadow from the building coming down on the other side. So the sunlight is not there. So it's called overshadow, or a big palm tree or whatever. So the palm tree is overshadowing the sunlight. So the definition of the overshadow of the woman, I don't get it too good. But people have different way of interpreting the Bible. Look, it's in plain English. There's no interpretation there. There's no interpretation. It's Luke chapter 22nd, verse 42. Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but your be done. Your will be done. So he's praying to another individual. Or he's praying to himself. What do you think? So the story of the Bible is symbolic. And there is some twist in there, cause you not to understand if the story is true or the story is wrong or right. Just think about it. God can make things in the twinkle of an eye. The God of the Bible. And he needs a son. He don't need to let a woman born a son for him. He could make himself a son. What do you think? I said God could make himself a son the way he made Adam. If he don't want the boy to grow up, make him a man. This way you will have a better understanding. But who is telling all these stories? Did this part of the Bible come from Africa? John, Luke, Mark, Matthew? I don't think so. Those stories is some European stories. Mix up, mix up. You see, in olden time gone, on the land of El Cabilan, my grandfather they write on the skins of eland and he-goat in their everyday doing. Every day doing, they write it down in the village. Remember, their village in Africa, as you call it. So every day people write stuff down. You kill your husband or you kill your wife, they write it down. But they didn't write it down with date and time, because there was no date. Just why you cannot find no date in on the tomb of the pharaohs or the tombs of the prophets. They did not use date. On the structure, they also did not use date. And that's why we are guessing in the dispensation of time when those structures were made by the original man. Because he didn't need date. For what? He live in time and he die in time. So he did not consider date. He go by the moon, the sun, and the stars. With his doing, nothing more. He did not have minutes, hours, days, month, years. No, those are made up by other people coming down the line. He just do things in time. Hello? That's all the black men do in time. He just do everything in time. But he write things down that take place in the village. Neighbors are fighting, or neighbors kill animals, or neighbors have a party. They write them down and put them on the skins of he lambs and he goats. Lightning flash, they write it down. Burning bush, they write it down. It was not no mystical thing until they start doing magical work of using the animals to do performance, using the herbs, and then they started doing invisible things. And that's how it was in the past. You know what I mean? That's how it was in the past. But we get caught up so much that we're fighting over God and Jesus. And those two names belong to the white man. Talk to me. Those two names belong to the white man. God is a European word. Jesus is a European word. So God is Jesus and Jesus is God. What do you think? Hello? That's what the Bible is saying. God is Jesus and Jesus is God. And this preacher gone wild. You know, gone wild with the story. And the people are not thinking. The people cannot think, hey, how could Jesus be God when Jesus born from a woman? And how could Jesus born from a woman without a father? They're not thinking that way. Oh, it's a miracle. Why we don't have that miracle in dispensation of time? Did Jesus die about 3,000 years ago? And there is no miracle performed like that yet. A woman be born having a baby without a man. They're trying, but they take the sperm from the man. You see what I'm saying? But don't take any sperm. Let's say if you can get a woman pregnant with her own sperm, ovulating. Let's take all them eggs and do it. If you want to talk crazy stuff. Look, if a chicken lay eggs without a rooster, I'm going to tell you this one more time again, because people are not listening. If a chicken lay egg without a rooster, there is no way in hell you can bring forth a chicken from that egg. It is impossible. They said everything is possible with God, but let me see if God can bring forth a chicken from that egg that the chicken lay without a rooster. And you will never see a four-footed beast get pregnant without a male. It's impossible. It doesn't work like that in nature. But if you want to go off with your nonsense, go ahead. If you think a woman can have a baby without a male, it's okay. Just keep on thinking that way. And just teach all your girl child, hey, you can have a baby without a man. You don't need a man. Huh? A lot of them is still in the baby child that anyway. You don't need a man. Man is no good. You know, that's the whole ladies, some of the whole ladies, whole generation, because they have funny ways. But all I'm saying to you, the story of the Bible about Jesus is God, and we are using the word God for the creators of all things, and that's the identity the European gave. It's not so. Because coming down the line, the name has been changed for the creator of all things. What is the name of the creator? Or who is giving all these names? Yah, Yahweh, Almighty, Jehovah, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Ghost, Hananiah. There are like 32 names that represent this deity that make all things. And you cannot call upon one of them and get any answer. Not one. And that's why the preacher keep on going on with what they're doing. And that's why the members are sleeping when they go to the synagogue. The people that call themselves Jewish people, they have a different name. Asham. That's the name of their god or deity. Asham. The Chinese have a different name. The Indian have a different name. The Mexican have a different name. So you see, there's a barrier there fighting over God and Jesus. The time has come for you to stop fight over these names, because these names is just not representing the great creator or the maker of all things. That's not their name. We are giving the name. We give name to a baby that born from a woman named Jesus. And also his name changed. His first name supposed to be Emmanuel. Then his next name is Lord. Then his next name is Son of God. Then his next name is Jesus. So you see the confusion that we are in? We're in a lot of confusion. In the meantime, people sick all over the place. People homeless. People need good food to eat to preserve the body. And you're talking nonsense. Hurricane is going all over the place, destroying your habitat. And there's no God helping you with all of that. People are losing their life of this disaster of hurricane and earthquakes. I know deity is not helping us. Do you think all these earthquake and thunder and lightning is coming by them own? Or somebody made it up? What do you think? It could be man disaster because man can do a lot of things now. Man can dam the element to let rain fall. They can blow up the ocean for a tornado. So man can do a lot of stuff that people are not thinking about. Man can make storm at sea. All you have to do is go to the depths of the ocean and drop 3-4 bombs down up in there, and water will rise up and bring earthquake all over the place. Tornado. Man have the power to do that. So once man have the power to cause storm at sea, he can do wonders. Hello? He can do wonders. But if you don't know he can do wonders, why bother to speak? Why bother? Because we are not waking up from our slumber. We're sitting in the seat of the scornful and believe somebody's out there going to rescue you. There is nobody out there going to rescue you, black man. There is nobody out there going to rescue you. You have to rescue yourself. Hello? You got to rescue the baby, the four-footed beast. You like to eat meat, right? So you will not die from starvation. You got to put it in the storehouses, like what the white man is doing. They got silos and silos all over the place. Guess who don't have no silos? The black man doesn't have any silos. The Chinese have silos. The Indian have silos. The white men have silos. The Japanese have silos. Food silo. Who don't have food silo? The black man. Go to the Caribbean. A little hurricane just passed over and they don't have any food to eat. They don't have any food to eat. And that's a little hurricane. Make it bigger and see what's happened. And who is helping? Who's helping them over there right now? Not no African. Not no Barbadian. We the Americans are helping. Sending food, sending clothes, metal sheeting. And that's what I'm talking about. But if we have a trust fund, we wouldn't have to go through all that bullshit. As I said in Paul's program, we need to make a trust fund. If we do, we have no problem with any storms or disaster. We'll solve our problem because we'll make big silos, store grains up in there that can last 3, 4, 5 years, or change them in every year like the white men do. We're not doing that. We try to play with Jesus and God and tell you God is Jesus and Jesus is God. What type of nonsense is that? It's like I'm telling you, my son is me, and my son is me, and me is my son. No, we're two different individuals. But he came from me. Because all babies are in this line of the black man or into the white man. Spinal cord. They're not in the female. They're in the line of the man. And that's why I be told a male you cannot produce. Hello? That's why you can't produce. So what I'm saying, wake up, black man, and tell a friend. Tell a friend. Talking from myself. Talking from myself. The story of the Bible, Jesus is not God and God is not Jesus, as they claim to be, because they're supposed to be the maker of all things. And it's not. Because the Jesus have a lot of problems that we can see of ourselves, because he cry out all the time. He pray a lot and he didn't get answered. Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but your be done. Hello? And it's never done. The story goes that he died on the cross. And you know what's funny? He died and he walked with the people them that he hang around with for 40 days and eating and drinking and talking. What type of story is that? When you're dead, you're dead. There's nothing bring you back alive. So if you want to talk bullshit, go ahead. When you're dead, you're dead. When the baby died in the womb of the woman, they can't bring that baby back alive. Have you ever heard of that? The baby died before childbirth. That means it died in the womb of the woman. A lot of people, look, a lot of women, the baby die in the womb and they walk around and don't know that the baby died in the womb. 2 days or 3 days. A lot of people doesn't know. Don't take my word. Just look it up. Or check it out. Or bear a high witness. I'm a village boy, so I know a lot of stuff. Village boy know a lot of stuff. Not technology, but about the bees and the birds. And that's how it is. Tell a friend. Peace. Respect. I'm out of here.